party in my backyard for all the miles that I've put on, and the Democrats are very, very upset about the 11th congressional district. They think it's very unfair that this district is now 44% Democrat and 43% Republican. See, they didn't complain when they had a 2-to-1 advantage and 110,000 more Democrats. They enjoyed starting at the 30-yard line. But as I explained to the many new constituents in the 11th congressional district, my secret has been, for me, it's not really about party. It's about doing what I think is right in my heart. And then when you do that, you'll find that Democrats, Republicans, and Independents will follow. And, we always ask, this is the most important election. Let's face it, we're all very political here. And we know what you have to do come election time. We have to start telling people, this is the most important election of our lifetime. You got to get out and vote. And we do that for a reason. We want to get people excited. We want them to come out because we need to get our people to the polls. But I had to ask myself, I said that myself, but is this really the most important election of our lifetime? Well, let's look at some facts. We have $16 trillion in debt. Now, I never even said the word trillion until I went to Congress. I don't know what comes after trillion, but we're heading there if we don't stop this. 24 million Americans are out of work or have stopped looking for work. The real unemployment rate is over 14%. For some reason, we have stopped counting people who don't look for work anymore, like they're not unemployed. 49% of Americans are now classified as low income or living in poverty. 1 in 6 Americans are now on food stamps. That is up 40% since this president took office. 15% of all Americans are now on food stamps. 50% of our college students can't find work when they graduate from college. We borrow $188 million every hour of every single day, 7 days a week. We borrow $4 billion a day. This is very sad. Most of the money that is being borrowed is owed to China. Now 29% of our debt is owed to China. This is very sad. 17% of mothers, only 17% of mothers believe their children will have a bright future. We should not be making the lives of our children more difficult because of Washington's wasteful spending. End of subject. This has got to come to an end. There's no question this is the most important election of our lifetime. This country cannot sustain 4 more years of this reckless spending. Not caring that we're making life more difficult for our children and grandchildren and how they're going to pay this back. Well, that's not the American way. And I can tell you, as bad as this picture is, we are only 12 more days from ending this craziness in Washington. Tom and I have, we joke about it, we've become football players. For the last 2 years, we did some blocking and tackling and preventing some real bad things from happening to our country. Can you imagine 2 more years of Nancy Pelosi with a gavel in her hand? And she wants it back. But the American people are much, much smarter than that. And as bad as this picture is, I'm going to tell you, we are not that far away from being able to turn this country around. This is the greatest country on this planet. And when Mitt Romney talks about jobs, Americans start filling out applications because they know that we can turn this country around with some good, sound policies. Whether it be a tax reform, get rid of some of the over-regulations, end Obamacare once and for all, and put Americans back to work. I want to thank all of you who have helped me so much in Lackawanna and Luzerne. I truly love you because you've taken up that fight for me, not once, not twice, but we did it 3 times, and the 3rd time was the charm. And I'm going to continue to fight because I don't back down, and I won't back down for what we believe in. But see, it's not Tom and I and the others, it's you that make the difference. You are the unsung heroes. We put our name on the ballot, but you do the work. You're here tonight. You could be so many other places, but you're here tonight because you love your country. And as I travel around now south central Pennsylvania and northeastern Pennsylvania, I realize how fortunate we are to live in this great country. Because there are so many of people like you who are taking up the fight, making sure that our children will have that opportunity that our parents gave to us. So I want to thank you. It's 12 days or 4 more years. Let's get me around in the White House. Thank you. God bless you.